Picture this. You're in a group of people, everyone's talking, laughing, filling the air with noise. You want to join in, but something stops you. Not fear, just discomfort. And later, you wonder, why can't I be more confident like them? But here's the truth no one tells you. Introvert confidence doesn't look like that. It's quieter, deeper, built from stillness, not spotlight. You don't have to fake extroversion to feel powerful. You just need to learn how to own your quiet presence. Most people mistake confidence for extroversion. They think it's about being loud, fast, charming. The person who fills silence with stories and jokes. But that kind of confidence is performative. It's surface level. True confidence, introvert confidence, doesn't shout. It settles. Think about someone you admire who doesn't talk much, but when they do, everyone listens. That's not by accident. That's quiet authority. Introverts carry that energy naturally. We just don't always recognize it. Because when you're quiet in a noisy world, people assume you're shy. But stillness isn't shyness. It's control. Confidence doesn't mean walking into a room and saying, "Look at me." It means walking into a room and saying, "I'm okay if no one does." Start redefining what confidence means for you. Not louder. Not bolder. Just truer. Confidence is built like a staircase, one small step at a time. Most introverts lose motivation because they compare their beginnings to someone else's highlight reel. But introvert confidence grows quietly, slowly, like a plant that doesn't make noise but still breaks through the soil. Let's say you're in a group project and your instinct is to stay silent. Instead of forcing yourself to give a long speech, just share one idea. That's it, one small contribution. Later, you'll realize the world didn't end. Your voice mattered, and you'll walk a little taller next time. Each time you take a small social risk, greet someone, make eye contact, or share your opinion, your mind updates its story about you. It stops labeling you as the quiet one who hides and starts seeing you as the quiet one who can. Confidence isn't about turning into someone new. It's about teaching your brain that you're capable, even when it's uncomfortable. So don't chase the spotlight. Just build micro moments of courage. Those are the quiet bricks that build unshakable confidence. Introverts don't run out of confidence. They run out of energy. Imagine confidence as a phone battery. When you're around draining environments, loud crowds, endless small talk, and constant interruptions, your battery dies faster than you realize. You start doubting yourself not because you lack skill, but because you're mentally overdrawn. That's why protecting your energy is non-negotiable. You can't pour from an empty cup. Say you go to a social event. You enjoy the first hour, but after that you start feeling foggy, tired, and detached. Instead of pushing through, honor that feeling. Step outside. Breathe. Recharge. The world teaches extroverts to stay longer. Introverts thrive by leaving earlier, before their battery dies. When you build boundaries, you're not being rude, you're preserving your clarity. And clarity is confidence. Choose your spaces wisely. Spend time with people who don't drain you, but understand your quiet nature. Those are the places where your confidence will grow naturally without performance. Confidence is often a byproduct of readiness. Extroverts find power in improvisation. Introverts find power in preparation. Let's be honest. Walking into a room unprepared is an introvert's nightmare. Your mind races. Your heart speeds up. Every word feels heavy. But when you prepare, you transform. You walk in calm, grounded, and in control. Think about a musician. They don't just step on stage and hope for the best. They rehearse. They visualize the notes, the rhythm, the pauses. That's how introverts build confidence, through quiet, deliberate practice. Before an interview, practice answers in your head. Before a meeting, outline your thoughts on paper. Before a date, think of 1 or 2 topics you're comfortable talking about. When you prepare, you reduce uncertainty. And for introverts, uncertainty is what triggers anxiety. So plan your confidence. Don't fake it, build it. Because confidence doesn't have to be spontaneous to be real. It just has to be intentional. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it, thinking it's awkward. But silence is one of the most powerful tools an introvert has. Have you ever noticed how some of the most respected people, teachers, leaders, and mentors speak slowly? They pause before answering. Those pauses command attention. When you speak less, your words carry more weight. You don't have to compete with noise. You just have to choose your moments. Silence is not hesitation. It's power. It tells the world you're thoughtful, measured, and intentional. The next time someone fills every second of a conversation, don't rush to match their energy. Let the silence sit. Let them notice how calm you are within it. That quiet confidence will do something remarkable. It will make people lean in. Because in a world obsessed with noise, stillness feels magnetic. Introverts spend a lot of time in their heads, analyzing, reflecting, and replaying moments. That can sometimes feel like a curse. But when you use it right, it's your greatest gift. Because self-awareness, when balanced, turns into wisdom. Instead of overthinking what went wrong, start noticing what went right. Maybe you handled a conversation better than last time. Maybe you stayed calm in a stressful moment. Introverts notice details others miss, and that same awareness, when directed inward, becomes confidence. You start seeing progress others overlook. You start understanding yourself better, your limits, your triggers, your strengths. And when you know yourself deeply, confidence follows naturally. Introverts sometimes make the mistake of imitating extroverts. We think, maybe if I act more outgoing, I'll feel more confident. But pretending drains your energy and disconnects you from your authenticity. Confidence isn't pretending to be extroverted. It's integrating extroverted skills into your introverted nature. You can learn to make eye contact, speak clearly, and express yourself without changing who you are. Think of it as adding tools to your toolbox, not replacing your personality. Confidence isn't about pretending. It's about expanding. You don't have to speak the loudest to be seen. Introverts shine in subtle but profound ways, through creativity, deep thinking, empathy, and emotional depth. You might not dominate the room, but you influence it quietly. Confidence grows when you stop comparing your visibility to others' volume. Because while extroverts fill space, introverts shape it. You don't have to shout to leave an impact. Sometimes, the softest presence leaves the deepest mark. These are the foundations of real introvert confidence, built not on performance, but on peace. Not on pretending, but on presence. Confidence that's calm, grounded, honest. Confidence isn't something you find in the crowd. It's something you uncover in the quiet. When the noise fades, when the room empties, when it's just you and your thoughts, that's when you start to hear your real voice. You don't have to shout to be heard. You don't have to change your nature to be seen. The world may celebrate loud confidence, but the kind that lasts comes from stillness. Confidence for an introvert isn't about learning how to stand out. It's about learning how to stand within. Because there's a quiet kind of power that lives in you, one that doesn't need to prove, persuade, or perform. And the moment you start trusting that power, everything changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop comparing your voice to others. You stop trying to be enough for everyone else and finally start being yourself. So the next time you walk into a room and feel that familiar pull to shrink back, don't. Not because you need to be louder, but because your silence already speaks volumes. Some people enter a room to take space. Introverts enter to change its atmosphere. And maybe confidence isn't about being seen at all. Maybe it's about being felt, even in silence.